I discovered that I could blend my love for theater with my enjoyment of the martial arts and my love for fencing.
It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting things that you never thought would have come up.
It's just something that I did and I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff.
I started with martial arts and fencing when I was 10 years old. My school's phys ed requirement required both martial arts and a semester of fencing. I fell in love with the fencing part and spent the next 3 years competitively fencing. And then the Michigan Renaissance Festival came along, and I discovered that I could monetize this skill that I had been developing and blend my love for theater with my enjoyment of the martial arts and my love for fencing. So what I ended up doing was starting a program that I thought would provide me a continuous stream of trained fighters. Plans for our organization, really, it's a community-based organization, and it's dependent on the long-time membership to support it and keep it going.
I have been in Ring of Steel for almost 10 years now. It'll be 10 years this coming September.
I've been doing Ring of Steel for 4 years now.
I think around 10 years I stopped counting.
I come all the time. I'm constantly training. In these 4 years, I've probably gotten somewhere around 2,500 hours of training.
I go off and work on my own projects, and like I'm the fight director for the Michigan Opera Theater and the Toledo Opera, places like that. And so I'll go off and work on my own projects, but I always have the Ring of Steel in the background, churning out talented and skilled fighters. Where I see the organization going is continuing to expand the awareness of the training opportunities. So increasing its reach as a training facility and as a resource for directors and filmmakers to reach out to and say, how can I do this better and still do it on a small local budget as opposed to a Hollywood budget. I've worked as a trainer on movies like Hook, Disney Three Musketeers, Master and Commander, Far Side of the World. We have a small and deeply disturbed following in Army of Darkness. So that's a few of the bigger ones that I've worked on. So my involvement in Ring of Steel is not only administrative, but I am the senior instructor. I'm the one who, in the end, approves and fine-tunes, and I'm the one that's been doing it for 45 years. I'm the one who will look at it, fine-tune, develop a new drill to accentuate a particular thing where I feel the organization may be lacking in development of technique, things like that. So as I get involved in my own projects, my involvement in ring may wane or otherwise. Children are very busy today. Between the cell phones that they have and the many after-school activities and the helicopter parenting that ferries them from event to event, it's hard to fit something like Ring of Steel in because it is a big commitment. It's everything that community theater is, plus year-round training, not just rehearsal before a show. So when we reach out into high schools, it's through the auspices of after-school programs and workshops. And such that those generate people coming into our organization, we certainly accept that and welcome it. But actually reaching out on a regular basis and trying to draw them in, it's not part of our business plan.
I never even did theater in high school. I was looking for something new. I met a friend who would tell me, hey, there's a great thing that I was a part of that you should try out. They pulled me into a Ring of Steel practice, and I've been doing it ever since for the past 4 years.
It occurs when high school students join, and then they bring their friends. And then their friends bring their friends. And the next thing you know, we have a wave of high school students going through, and that lasts 2 or 3 years as they move through their high school program. And then they graduate and they go off to college.
So I do choreography for different productions at different levels. I also have worked on different film projects. We're working on an indie sci-fi film right now called Electron Blade. Do I think I'll go to Hollywood? Probably not. That is a small select thing, and I've got a personal training business here. It's really hard to take away. But if the opportunity came up, I wouldn't, shake my head at it. When you become really good at one weapon, you understand the physicality of it. Other weapons sort of fall in line once you understand what their concepts are. I like working with different people. I like everybody has a chance to come here and learn this thing that has been safeguarded and secured behind Hollywood, that has been sort of a, if done well, is never noticed thing. And has also had this idea of only certain people can do stunt fighting or stage combat. Well, it's not true. Anybody can get into it, and anybody should get into it, because outside of the Hollywood aesthetic, in reality, when things happen to people, they happen to everyday people. So it's nice seeing everyday people put in these situations and telling these stories physically.
I think my favorite thing about Ring of Steel is that we go to so many different places and do so many different things. I really like doing our festivals during the summer because it's a really nice shake-up and it's fun to go out with the whole crew. I like when, even the very basic things we do, where like we go to a blue and gold banquet and do a little bit of entertainment, because it's fun to see the parents and the kids enjoying all the stuff that we're teaching them. So I have a number of weapon certifications, including rapier, rapier and dagger, broadsword, and quarterstaff. I do have at least one choreography cert, maybe 2. And I also have a bunch of teaching certifications, which means I can teach other people how to do fights. I don't have any plans to take my stunt career any farther than Ring of Steel because I have a whole bunch of other stuff going on. But if work comes to Michigan, I will happily keep pursuing it here. Probably one of my favorite things to do is actually high fall and mini trampoline though, and those don't even use weapons.
So we work with both a lot of different weapons. We just do a lot of different types of things, so it's not boring. You're never doing the same thing. As a kid? Are you kidding? I was like, you could not have kept me away from this as a kid. I mean, I joined as an adult because I didn't exist when I was a kid.
Ring of Steel has a number of summer programs, including summer camps, and those camps are designed for the complete beginner. They can take someone who's never held a sword in their hand before, other than in their imagination, and train them right through being able to use it in a small fight at the end of a single week. And during that week, they get to experience all manner of different stunt work activities, like high falls and falling and rolling, martial arts, archery. And archery for us is a little different than like at Boy Scout camp. You know, we expect you to be able to do a dive roll with holding your bow and come up to fire off an arrow, or fire off an imaginary arrow, since most things are CG these days with respect to that. So the program's designed to give kids an introduction to what it would really be like to be a Hollywood stuntman, and teach them a real technique, not just a watered-down version of it. Ring of Steel started in 1989, so we are approaching our 30th anniversary. I actually am very proud of one particular aspect of Ring, and that is that it's inclusive. Anyone can participate. It's not like a Hollywood casting call where you don't have the particular look I want, or you don't have the exact skill at a certain level that I want. I move on. Here we welcome people in of all skill levels, all appearances, all ages, and we give them an opportunity to learn and then perform. And that's the best part of Ring, is that you get to take what you learn here and go out and show it off.